Yo, YouTube, what's crackin' like a jacket smacking? It's Wolfman for video back on the NFL Fantasy League with Agent 00. And this week is the last week before NFL starts on Thursday. And a lot of stuff has happened. And also, this week is the week where I just go through the teams again and rank them from 1 to 16. Kind of like a power rankings. And this is just my opinion, so you don't have to take it seriously. But I'm just going to list the teams where I think they can improve and why they're at that rank. And a lot of stuff has happened. Tim Tebow been released. Hakeem Nicks has been released. Jonas Gray, a running back from the Patriots, has been released, so we don't know that running back situation in New England. Reggie Wayne has been released. Robert Griffin is going to be the second quarterback on the depth chart, so he's not going to be starting for the entire season. And James Jones has been released from the Giants. And also, the Giants are in trade talks for Seattle Seahawks safety Cam Chancellor. So Seahawks defense, whoever has that, you better watch out. But let's take a look at the transactions real quickly. The trades. So since last time I checked on here, it was August 29th. Cam Newton for Carson Palmer. I think Cam Newton's going to have a better season fantasy-wise than Carson Palmer because Cam Newton rushes for almost 700 yards more than Carson Palmer. It's just simple like that. Eric Decker for Reggie Wayne. This was a trade I did. I traded Reggie Wayne for Eric Decker. Genius strategy by me. See, I didn't do trades that are genius trades, and now my team is stacked on the bench. Eric Decker is a guy who has 1,000 yards, catches touchdowns, and he's the #1 option on the Jets, which they're going to throw a lot more than last season. Russell Wilson and Matt Forte for Eli Manning and Marshawn Lynch. I guess it was an okay trade, but we know Wilson's going to have a better season than Eli Manning. And Matt Forte has the potential to have, if not the same season than Marshawn Lynch, then a better season than Marshawn Lynch, because Matt Forte is not old yet. Marshawn Lynch is older than Matt Forte. And yeah, right here, Todd Gurley and Pierre Garçon for Melvin Gordon. I like Pierre Garçon. He's going to catch some of those short passes, and Deshaun Jackson is going to be the deep threat, of course. But Melvin Gordon looked ass to me in the preseason. He looked completely terrible. Todd Gurley is a guy who's not going to play this week, so I guess this trade was alright. And let's look at the drops real quick. Obviously, everyone who was released from their teams was dropped from the league. And if you look at the ads, they've obviously added the players that, are alright in free agency. I mean, Andre Williams isn't going to start, so they're alright. But anyways, the biggest news in fantasy-wise is that Tom Brady is no longer suspended by the NFL. He's eligible to play for Game 1. That's huge news. Tom Brady's the top 5 quarterback. He's going to be angry now. He's going to be throwing the heck out of that ball. He's got Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman. So yeah, it's going to be looking real good for Tom Brady. And not only that, back when it was Spygate, when the Patriots come out with something like a scandal, like Spygate or Deflategate, the players tend to play way better for some reason. Tom Brady killed it back after Spygate was over, and now Deflategate's over. He's looking to kill it again, and he's going up the first week against that Steelers defense, which is completely terrible. That secondary is atrocious. So whoever wants Tom Brady's on the block. He's really valuable right now. And honestly, I'm just looking for a wide running back or a tight end, someone that's going to help me in the second tight end position. But as you can see on the screen right now, I've ranked the teams from 1 to 16. These are just my opinions, and yeah, these are just how I feel about the teams. Some teams are really close together, so some teams I just do it at certain spots on the rankings. But I'm gonna go through each team and explain why I put them at each spot, starting with the New York City Geniuses. Now right here, we obviously have gaps at wide receiver and the flex option, and no one here to really solidify those gaps. And even wide receiver 1 Victor Cruz isn't really that great. Victor Cruz hasn't even been in one preseason game. We don't know if he's going to be ready for the first game. Eli Manning hasn't been throwing the best balls in the preseason. He's not really looking too well. So we have a couple problems. Eli Manning and Victor Cruz are on the same team again. So once they have a bye week, your team is really going to be in trouble. Chris Ivory is an okay, option at running back 2. But then again, there's other options right there. And, the Jets are going to throw the ball a lot more than they did last season. Second team we got, at the 15 spot, Jacob Dillon. And again, like the last team, we have some spots that could need some addressing. Wide receiver flex option, wide receiver option right here. Giovanni Bernard's not going to get the start. Matt Ryan can only do so much. Jonathan Stewart isn't a top 15 running back. Kobe Fleener is going to split shares, and mostly all the throws and catches are going to go to Dwayne Allen, the other Colts tight end, even though they do have Andrew Luck. And off the bench, he does have Emmanuel Sanders, who's probably going to put here, I'm assuming. But still, there's still a lot of question marks on this team as well. At 14, we got the Robot Ninjas. Now, Bishop Sankey is a player who's might be close to losing his starting, running back job. Cordell Patterson and Mike Wallace are on the same team, led by Teddy Bridgewater. And Teddy Bridgewater, he could be a little bit inconsistent. Is he going to have a great season? Hopefully he has a better season than last season, because now he has Adrian Peterson. He's got Mike Wallace. He's got a lot more options now. So yeah, he should be doing better. So we'll see. But also Cordell Patterson is inconsistent. Heath Miller isn't going to get a lot of catches. He's not that really tight end that you can rely on every week from week to week. Golden Tate really shined last season, but guess what? Calvin Johnson is back. So Calvin Johnson's going to take a lot of those receptions Golden Tate has. And Matthew Stafford loves to throw the heck out of the ball. He loves to throw that ball deep. So Calvin's there. He's going to get most of the receptions. Golden Tate's going to be nice for a while, but not really as the #1 receiver. And Jamal Charles is going to be Jamal Charles. But Bishop Sankey and, some of the other players could be the problem. Next team we got on the list is Waco Flacco Flame. And yeah, Chris Monks on this team, Jarvis Landry's, Charles Clay, Nelson Aguilar. What will we see from them? That's the real question. Todd Gurley's out for the week 1. Martavis Bryant is suspended. Antonio Gaines is suspended for 4 games. So after 4 games, this team might actually be, good. I really like Latavius Murray. We'll see what he could do. Joe Flacco, I really don't like Joe Flacco that much. I like Steve Smith as well. But, other than that, this team could use some improvements. Next team we got on the list is Packers Suck. Now, here's the problem with this team, of course. He has way too many people on the Vikings, and that's basically it. Jimmy Graham isn't going to get the same receptions he had when he was on the Saints, because Russell Wilson likes to run, Marshall Lynch likes to run, even the secondary for the Seahawks like to run in. Brandon Marshall gets injured sometimes. They're in the Jets. They're going to throw it more. Doug Martin is actually a really nice option. Charles Johnson as a second wide receiver, I don't know about that. And Keenan Allen is a #2 receiver on the Chargers. So the next team we got is Get Gronked. Now, at first I was debating about this team. I don't know about Tevin Coleman, because he's splitting shares with, who's the other guy? Devontae Freeman. Sammy Watkins, another inconsistent player on the Bills. Torrey Smith, has Colin Kaepernick throwing in the ball. Rob Gronkowski is definitely a nice option right there. Andre Ellington, injured last season for a little bit. Hasn't really had a really great season anytime. And, he traded Colin Kaepernick for Sam Bradford, who we don't know about. If Sam Bradford gets injured, might be over him. So let's start to pick up the pace a little bit, because we're running out of time. Jay Smooth's team, I really don't like Rashad Jennings and Frank Gore, who's getting older in age. Rashad Jennings is just I watch the Giants, so I know the Giants players. Roddy Wright, cool. T.Y. Hilton, cool. Travis Kelce's also cool, but C.J. Spiller is not going to be the lead back, so I don't know. Aaron Rodgers has less targets as well, so I don't know about that. Next team we got is Breezy Stick the Wheel, and this is questionable. He has CJ Anderson, which is cool, Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Matthews, Dwayne Allen, TJ Yeldon, who we don't know about yet, and Joseph Randle I don't think he's not going to be the starter for the Cowboys. It's going to be weird, so he really needs another running back, and I think he could use another flex option too. If TJ Yeldon doesn't really pan out, we'll see what Matthew Stafford does, because he has Calvin Johnson now. And the next team after that, Team Kwame. Amir Abdullah is not going to be starting. He's going to be returning punts and kicks. So that's a problem right there. So everyone's blanking on this guy, but Joyke Bell's going to get the start. Then at the tight end, Tyler Everett. I just don't trust Andy Dalton that much. And then we got Devontae Freeman, who we still don't know about him, because he's splitting carries with what? Who's that guy again? Fuck, I forgot that guy's name. But anyways, Des Bryant and Julio Jones, great right there. Ryan Tannehill is supposed to be getting better. He's got that new contract, so we'll watch out for him. And yeah, his bench is looking cool. Denard Robinson, Ronnie Hillman in case CJ Anderson goes down. Even Devin Funchess and Josh Hill. Not bad off the bench. Next team we got Team Zero. I thought Team Zero's teams are gonna be way worse, but he ended up being the 7th team, because I was looking at this team again. I was like, you know what? Peyton Manning, Justin Forsett, Isaiah Cole is gonna get the start. Andre Johnson has Andrew Luck now. Brandon Cooks, who was a breakout star in the preseason. Delaney Walker, Larry Fitzgerald. I was like, you know what? Not bad. But then again, his bench is completely useless, and he needs to adjust his bench. And he only has 1 kicker. And yeah, that's the problem with his team. I don't watch NFL. His team, I was thinking about his team when he got all his players healthy. Le'Veon Bell's gonna be back. Brandon LaFell's obviously not playing right now, but once he gets Le'Veon Bell back in there after like what, 4 games, his team's gonna look really good. He got Big Ben, Mark Ingram, DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Ertz, Doug Baldwin. I really don't like that much, but his team's gonna be at least better than the other teams in my opinion. And now we got the top 5 teams. Mike Bush is hot. Tony Romo, you know, he's good, solid. Alfred Morris, I don't really trust that much. And they have another running back in the Redskins, so you got to be careful. As I said before, Melvin Gordon, I think he's an ass running back, but he saves himself here with Randall Cobb, who's injured. But he'll be ready for week 1. Odell Beckham, who's, you know, it's Odell Beckham, but people know his name now. So cornerbacks are going to be going harder at him. And Eli Manning hasn't looked good. Jason Witten is on the same team as Tony Romo. Jason Witten isn't really a fantasy star, but he's going to get his touches. And Darren Sproles, you know, Darren Sproles can do what he got to do. Again, Blunt, hopefully when he comes back, I don't know when is that. Was it 2 games, 4 games? He should start like Blunt over Melvin Gordon. But let's go on to the number 4 team, and that's the Ravens will win the Super Bowl. Wherever that is right there. And I like his team because he got Andrew Luck, LaShawn McCoy, Joique Bell, Jeremy Maclin, Martellus Bennett, and yeah, all these options right here are good. Michael Floyd is a big receiver on the Cardinals. I like him a lot. And only person that's wrong with his lineup is Anquan Bolden. And if anything, he still got Cam Newton off the bench. You know, he's a good trade asset. Really could help his bench out. And then at the number 3 spot is my team. And you know, I had a tough time. I put Tyrod Taylor starting for me because I think I'm going to win my first matchup pretty easily. But DeMarco Murray, obviously a great running back. Calvin Johnson, best wide receiver when healthy. Deshaun Jackson is a boom or bust kind of fantasy receiver. Julian Edelman, who's going to catch a lot because Tom Brady loves throwing to Julian Edelman. Alfred Blue is a starting running back for the Texans. The Texans love to run the ball. Alfred Blue has looked really good in the preseason, so I'm really trusting Alfred Blue. Or if Trey Mason's able to start, I'll trust Trey Mason. But then, see, this is the thing about my team. My team is very deep. We got Malcolm Floyd, 1,000 yards right there last season. Eric Decker, 1,000 yards right there last season too. And Malcolm Floyd's the number 1 target on the Chargers. So we got a number 1 target off the bench. And he's 6'5". He's like a Calvin Johnson, but in a smaller role. You know, so I think this, and then we still got Tom Brady, who could be a trade asset. Trey Mason, who's going to be starting for the Rams until, you know, Todd Gurley gets back. And even if Trey Mason does good, he'll be the starter for the rest of the season. David Cobb, who's trying to get Bishop Sankey's starting role. So, yeah, my team, I think my team is really deep. And Tyrod Taylor, if Tyrod Taylor ends up panning out, then, you know, it's going to be ridiculous. But the second team I got on this list is Hugh's team. And I really like his team right here. He's got Carson Palmer, Lamar Miller, solid running back. Eddie Lacy, great running back. Mike Evans, you know, great receiver. Amari Cooper, who's a rookie, I really like. Derek Carr actually has an option to throw to him. Julius Thomas, when he gets healthy, is going to be a good for Blake Bortles. And Vincent Jackson, the only thing I would actually replace Vincent Jackson with Devontae Adams, and there you go. That would be a freaking, that's a nice ass lineup right there. And finally, the team I think is the number 1 team going into week 1. And that's San Jose Windows. He got a steal in that trade for Eli Manning and Marshawn Lynch because he got Wilson and Forte. He still got Carlos Hyde, even though Jared Payne is there. Michael Crabtree, he still knows how to catch the ball. AJ Green is doing AJ Green, even though I really don't trust Andy Dalton. But Greg Olsen's the number 1 target in the Panthers. Rashad Perriman's gonna be there for who's that guy named Joe Flacco. And whenever Arian Foster comes back, watch out. Watch out. Arian Foster comes back. He's got Sam Bradford there. He's got some trade assets. He's got a nice bench. We don't know, man. His team could be nice. But anyways, YouTube. And anyways, anybody in the league. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the breakdowns, the rankings, and all that good stuff. Tell me what you think on what's going to happen in Fantasy Week 1. Who's going to win and stuff like that in NFL. And tell me your surprises in Fantasy and your surprises in the NFL. But anyways, YouTube, I'm out. Long video right here. Like to keep it short. But peace.